Hello everyone, welcome to Zifeng Learns to Make. So today I'm going to make a tutorial about UV mapping on Blender. Blender is a very powerful software that can do 3D modeling, sculpting, UV mapping, animation, and it can render a scene inside. So for free software, it is awesome. It's available on Mac and Windows. Basically, you can just download it and use it. It's free. And today I'm going to just focus on UV mapping. The U and the V is the two axes for a flat image to be mapped on a 3D file. Like a new 3D file here, it doesn't have any texture on it. This is an unmapped 3D file. Then how do I use a picture and wrap it around? So UV mapping is actually the information of how to wrap a 2D image onto a 3D object. And by the end of the video, you can turn this into this. So I just mapped the 2D image of this onto the 3D file here. By right, the video should be me learning how to do UV mapping, but in the end, I got too excited while learning it, so I just forgot about filming and continue to learn without filming it. So now I'm going to teach you what I've learned. Every time you open the Blender, it will have this cube as a default. So you can just delete it and import 3D format file. For me, I'm going to import OBJ. So today I'm going to make an NN no show tie. In English, it's called Fire Force. It's an anime, it's about firemen. So I'm going to make a default helmet that they are wearing. This is it. This was sculpted in Forger in iPad. Yeah. So I'll teach you the right way to do stuff. To start it off, you have to edit it. So obviously there's two pieces. The helmet piece and the front plate, they are disconnected. And normally it's a good practice if you mark the seam so that you can know which surface is the one that you're painting on. So to do that, you select edges here. Now it's all selected, so you press A. A will select and deselect everything. So I'll mark this seam. If you hold alternate and click, you can select whole straight line to a point that it reach the intersect. You can hold shift or clicking to select multiple stuff. So this is to mark the line that you cut open. So once I have finished selected an edge around one loop, I can click Ctrl E and click mark seam. So once you click mark seam, it will turn red. After I deselect it, you can still see it here. So this is one, and also I can choose the one below here. Hold alternate, click to select the whole round, and Ctrl E, mark seam. This top plate will have one piece and two pieces underneath. So I split all of the three objects in this model into two pieces. So there are 6 pieces in total. Then now is the magic. You click UV editing, then as you can see, it's blank now. If you select everything, click U and unwrap. So once it's unwrapped, these are the 3 pieces. So if you click this button on the top, it's called UV sync selection. Once you click it, even though you deselect this object, you can still have the UV map over here. And for everything that you selected, you'll show here. So this is the way to check if this piece is the top piece. This is the big plate bottom. You can also click L to select everything that is linked to the object that you selected. So once you press L, you can move it around by pressing G. So I'll choose to shift it here. Then I'll move the bottom here. So this is the front and this is the back. I will L, G, put here, L, G, put it here. You can also press R to rotate. So these are the top pieces, this, and this is the front of this plate. So now I've made the UV mapping out. I can save it. You can click here, UV, export UV layout. So once this is exported, you can see it here. Then you can use it as a template to put it inside like photo editing software like Photoshop. Then you can paint it inside Photoshop. Or alternatively, you can paint it directly here. If you click texture paint, this becomes pink and you can't paint it. When you paint it, it says
missing texture detected.
That means that there's no texture in it. So you have to add a texture to it. Then you go to the tool here and you click a plus button. The default one is 1024. You can just accept it. Okay. So after clicking that, you'll see that the model will change to gray. So when you have done this and you change color, you can paint it. I can also change here to texture paint. This will make my life so much easier. Actually, I can just make everything the same color first. So since I know this is the front piece, I can paint it directly here. Okay, now this is what it looks like here. Looks good. Yep. Now I have to write the word. Writing word will be very difficult in this app. I'll try. Somehow I'm using mouse. Oh yeah, you can make a new palette. It is important to make a palette because there's no color picker in the app here. Okay, looks about right. Although it's quite ugly, but yeah, I can edit it later inside Photoshop, so it's alright. This is a bit stretched. Go to edit mode and then press S for scale. S. Then set. K, G, move down. Set. Much better, right? Yep. Does it look okay? More or less, yeah. So now this is done. File, image, save. So this is the exported UV. I spent so much time just to draw this. I could have put it inside Photoshop. I've added some highlights and shadows on the UV map in Photoshop, so this is the final result. So that's it for the tutorial. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next video.